The UN event enters its second day, and country representatives held discussions on putting people first. For school-age children, playing football is a great way for both their physical and psychological development. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. The UNHCR NGO consultations entered its second day. About 20% of the 600-plus participants this year are refugees. During the four major events, they all participated in discussions, hoping through their candid sharings, representatives from various countries will understand more clearly their struggling situations. The UNHCR NGO consultations entered its second day. Representatives from various countries held group discussions. This year's theme is putting people first, inviting different NGOs and refugees to share their experiences.
One thing that I would like to advise is never to give up. Never give up, really, because the things that we can do because of the struggles we've been through, we have a lot of resilience, and it helps us a lot. It will help you a lot also in the future.
The various UN thematic session representatives are able to witness more of the fuller picture due to the fact that refugees are actually sharing their own stories and struggles. This is a good way for both parties to get to know the process and actual needs in the field.
The four major events included special panels and thematic seminars. All 6 Tzu Chi volunteers were fortunate enough to be involved. In addition to sharing what Tzu Chi has done for the refugee population over the years, we also learn from other NGOs.
The active interactions like this are what's going to build up the trust between Tzu Chi and the rest of the NGOs. I believe that what we are doing with the refugee movement will be seen all over the world. It's due to Master's teachings of gratitude, respect, and great love that we have formed a solid foundation. We have made our way into various international projects, and our goal is to make it into the mainstream humanitarian sector.
I learned a lot from the other NGOs, especially from their data collection methods. The information that I collect now is not as complete as the other NGOs. I still have a lot of areas that I can improve upon. As a doctor, I can ask a few questions and I pretty much get the whole picture, but I need to be more comprehensive in how I document the information I receive.
Exchanging different experiences and know-how with various NGOs is a very productive process. We all need to reach a consensus and cooperate together to solve the worldwide refugee crisis. Since 2015, Tzu Chi has been holding free dental clinics for the Las Vegas homeless. Due to the lack of manpower and resources, both U.S. Tzu Chi headquarters volunteers and Panda Express staff members travel from California to provide assistance.
This is Las Vegas. And the scenes you see are also in Las Vegas. TIMA members in Las Vegas held a free dental clinic for the 4th year consecutively. Volunteers from the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters spent at least 10 hours driving the truck back and forth to deliver medical equipment. This Tzu Chi office was turned into a dental clinic. Besides the concerted efforts made by the volunteers of St. Dimas and Las Vegas, Panda Express also volunteered to help during their peak business time on the weekend.
We're here to set up the facility for the community that needed the dental assistance, and also that personal hygiene such as haircut, and we are just honored to be here.
It's my first time here, and these beautiful, wonderful people came to help me get my teeth cleaned, and I have a cavity in the back of my mouth. I haven't had my teeth cleaned for about over 10 years.
Helping the homeless people clean teeth, undergoing tooth extraction, and giving them x-rays, the volunteers have brought hope to this community and brightened the dark corners with love.
There's a slum area in Manila, Philippines, where residents have very unstable income. Therefore, many of the children are not able to attend school. Upon learning the news, the Tzu Chi Philippine chapters went to distribute 500 sets of school bags and supplies to help the children.
In Manila, there is a slum community in Tondo where most of the residents scavenge for a living. The school-aged children are often unable to attend school because their parents cannot afford tuition fees.
Over 80% of the students in the school are from impoverished families. There are times when the students come to school without food for lunch. As teachers, we help them and buy them food. It's part of our job to provide children with the assistance they need.
After learning about the students' situations from the teachers, Tzu Chi volunteers came to a local elementary school in Tongdo to distribute 500 sets of school bags and school supplies.
With the school supplies, my mother can save money and spend it on other expenses for my siblings. I will study hard from now on.
I had no money to study when I was young, so now I don't have a stable job. My only wish is to see my children finish their studies so that they won't have to suffer the way I did.
Raising the school bags that belong to them, the children's joy is shown on their faces. The school has also presented a certificate of appreciation to the volunteers. The volunteers hope their efforts will help these children better pursue an education.
According to the Philippine Statistic Authority, 2.32 million people are unemployed this year. Recently, there was a job fair in Manila where Tzu Chi volunteers accompanied 9 vocational training class students to the event. All of them hope to land a job and learn to be self-sufficient. The employment fair is full of job seekers. Tzu Chi volunteers accompanied 9 members from the Tzu Chi vocational training class to the fair. Christian hopes to find a job and finally have the ability to help those in need.
We are all very hopeful that we will be able to find a good job at the employment fair. This way, we will finally be able to give back to Tzu Chi and help others who are in need.
Gladys has a college degree but lacks in self-confidence. At the job fair, the good working attitude learned from Tzu Chi came in handy, which made her very confident in talking to the interviewers.
I learned what moral values are from the Tzu Chi Foundation. It really helped my self-esteem and I no longer doubt myself. I now have a lot of self-determination and will use all the useful knowledge that I have learned to find a good job.
Even though Joshua has some physical challenges, he fully expects to rely on his own strength to maintain his basic needs in life.
This event has a lot of meaning for me because it not only helps me get a job, but it can also provide services to employers who need help.
This event is really helpful to my son. At least through this experience, it can help my son get a job so that he can support his daily needs.
If you don't guide them, they will fall deeper into a rut. If they stay unemployed, they will miss out on opportunities to earn an income for their families. So we hope that they can succeed in finding a good job and eventually turn around to help others who are in need.
It is with great hope that these trainees will all find jobs, apply their knowledge, and eventually give back to society. In recent years in Taiwan, many school-age children are choosing to play football as a sport. Growing and developing children should exercise more because it helps with their muscle growth, endurance training, and coordination. It's no wonder why so many people want their children to play football now. The objectives of playing football is to keep moving forward, watching all sides, and preventing the ball from being taken.
The football field is very big, so I can sprint. This is why I like football.
Ever since the children were little, they have been running in these types of fields. It's a good way to dispense their energy, which is essential to their physical health.
At the height of development, elementary school children have unlimited physical energy and strength. This makes the football field a great place for them to release all of their energy.
Whether it's the thigh or calf, muscle training is always good. Running for more than 30 minutes is very good for cardiopulmonary endurance and muscular training. All these components are great aerobic exercises.
My child has many allergies, so I thought sports could help improve his allergy issues.
Like how they are carrying the ball right now. This takes a lot of body coordination. If they don't have good body coordination, it will be difficult for them to control the ball.
Good individual body coordination is only a basic requirement in this sport. Football focuses on teamwork and the rhythm of the game. It's not a single-person sport.
If you're not in harmony with your teammates, it may cause a point loss. If you yelled at your teammates, then it can cause them not wanting to play anymore.
Whether it's friction or helping one another, it all helps them progress in the game.
The World Cup tournament is held every 4 years, which attracts worldwide attention. Recently, due to the convenience of online broadcasting, it has also set off a football trend in Taiwan.
In the past 2 years, we have participated in both small and large-scale tournaments, and we're seeing more and more teams emerge.
Football matches will inevitably have some collisions between players. Older seniors are best in the stands as game supporters.
For the knee and ankle joints, when both are in unstable conditions, running for a long period of time is not advised. This is why, for older individuals, football is less recommended as a form of exercise.
For school-age children, playing football is a great way to train their physical strength and reactions, which helps their overall development. In China, the general manager of the Sijia Eye Hospital in Hubei is a Siji volunteer. Regularly, he organizes a Siji retreat at the hospital, focusing on different Siji missions. This time, he invited many medical personnel to learn about environmental protection.
Medical professionals of the Sijia Eye Hospital are learning about environmental protection. The chairman and directors of the hospital have learned a lot from the Tzu camp.
Based on Wenzhou customs, when we have a meal with friends, if there is no leftovers on the dining table, we may feel like our friends are not eating well. I realize that I'm a person who cares about reputation and how much respect I've earned from others. For example, every time I went to a friend reunion, I usually drove a car with a large exhaust capacity. After coming back from the camp, I think I shouldn't care about my reputation as much and drive a smaller car.
In fact, we ignore many things around us and leave many things behind while we pursue a career. Often things that I've learned today are closely related to our daily life.
The MIP game has attracted many camp participants to take part.
Vegetables are healthy and it's good to embrace a vegetarian diet. One of the reasons is that it helps slow global warming. The second is that it's good for our health. And the third is that it helps protect animals.
I was deeply impressed and moved by the gratitude you showed. Each one of us should ask ourselves what we should do next. I want to start from a small office because Tzu puts everything they promote into action.
Everyone does everything possible to save Mother Earth.
Volunteers at the Zhonggang Recycling Station in New Taipei City can recycle at least 1,000 kilograms of plastic bags every month. Due to the space limitations, the recycled plastic bags were hung all over the place. To solve this problem, Tzu volunteer Cai Zi designed a special drying rack.
After the recycled plastic bags were cleaned, they were then hung on the particular rack. This design allows plastic bags to dry quickly.
As long as there are holes on the rack, we can hang hooks on them. Then we hang recycled plastic bags up on all of these hooks. So when the customers come here, we'll be very busy clearing up all the plastic bags because it's not pleasing to the eyes.
The rack will spin when the wind comes. At the same time, the plastic bags will be dried little by little while the rack spins. All the bags will get dried at the same speed since they contact with the wind, not only with a single surface.
This unique rack can lift and lower automatically. Using the space of 2 stories and the condition of wind circulation, Cai Zhi, who is a veteran mechanic with over 40 years of experience, spent a whole month designing the rack and completed the work in 2 days.
You can see that the plastic bags do not overlap. An ordinary plastic bag like this one is about 120 centimeters. I will design the rack based on Ziji's sister's needs. Although I'm the person who designs it, I will discuss with them before I start to work.
Among 10 or 20 of his inventions, there's also a fog misting system which sprays fog automatically for 20 seconds every half minute. Considering hygiene problems, the water that Mr. Tsai uses is filtered water.
The recycling volunteers have to endure the heat to sort recyclables, but with this fog misting system, they can now cool down.
Since the temperature has dropped dramatically, they feel more comfortable now. Sometimes the Ziji brothers come here to help out for a whole day, so they usually can't stand the heat if it is too hot.
With the thoughtful and detailed thinking, Mr. Tsai's inventions have brought love and warmth to the Zhonggan recycling station in Xinzhuang.
In today's Clothes Journey episode, we take you to see the hidden costs behind beautiful apparel. With the onset of express fashion, new trends emerge every day. Factories are rushing orders in the evening, and goods are shipped the very next day. Today our clothes journey takes us to Hong Kong, where many fast fashion brands are located, which is the intersection of the Pearl River Delta with nearby Macau and Guangdong, which play a prominent role in the apparel industry supply chain. Guangzhou is a top-tier city in the mainland, with per capita GDP ranking above that of the rest of China.
We do more Taobao deliveries here, which are mainly clothing and other items.
We sell clothes online. All types of clothes can be sold this way.
China is known as the factory to the world. Guangzhou has the largest wholesale clothing market in Asia and is the largest garment supplier in the world. In recent years, cross-border e-commerce has become more popular, with many companies who sell clothing on the internet becoming concentrated here, as the entire place has been billed as Taobao Village. Reducing costs at the location of production means a new set of clothes can cost less than $3.
Why do they say that Guangzhou hasn't made clothes in 5 years? This is because clothes are everywhere and all sold very cheaply.
Ms. Tan has run a local clothing company for the past 10 years. However, the influence of fast fashion and e-commerce encouraged her to change her business to capture the latest trends.
Fast fashion involves very low-quality work, as it simply pursues style and not craftsmanship, but only the latest trends.
So-called fast fashion brands and new clothing every week offered by rival clothing stores and online means new fashions are available almost every day. We took a trip to Guangzhou's Garment Wholesale Center. The scene was astonishing as bags of clothing are being delivered one after another by workers.
It's now peak season all the way to July. Yes, we are now beginning to sell autumn clothes, and it is only March.
However, this area has encountered counterfeit problems in the past. It's now sensitive to cameras, as we can only film with our mobile phones. Clothes occupy almost the entire area, as wholesalers are busy picking goods, as it is simply a sea of people.
We are responsible for getting merchandise and transferring these. Yes, this area is mainly for clothes, and these are guests from all over the world coming here.
Here in this wholesale market, there's an emphasis upon popular styles. Imitations are made available almost instantaneously.
They make clothes at night, and the next day they are for sale. Daytime is for selling. This is what many do. In this Guangzhou market, clothes that are delivered at night are for sale the next morning.
Anyway, we ship in the evening. Today's shipments will be finished by tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow we will do the same. In 2 to 3 days, we have about 2 new products.
This small shop ships an average of 3,000 garments a day and is open year-round. The number of Guangzhou wholesale markets is concentrated in a few areas around Guangzhou Station, with the total number of shops adding up to more than 10,000. With a conservative estimate, if each shop does 1,000 pieces of business a day and there are 10,000 stores, then it's possible to sell 10 million pieces of clothing to the rest of the world every day. If the clothing is not sold or if the style is not popular in the market, then where does it go? They all end up right here. There's an occupation which specializes in receiving goods that no one wants.
If we come out with a new version in the morning and can't sell the old models, then I will sell it to those people in the afternoon who take care of our leftover goods.
These brand new clothes arrive here, cost less than 20 cents. They don't take secondhand goods, as the cost of these new clothes is actually just a few cents and is cheaper than toilet paper. Mr. Chen is well known for taking leftover apparel. On the day of the interview, he just bought 7,000 new clothes from a garment factory. The inventory in his warehouse numbers in the tens of thousands. He himself is unclear about how much he has.
The most that I pay for this clothing is a few cents. Mostly no one wants it. This is summer clothing. It's sold for about $1 US the next year. It's not bad, but outdated, maybe the year before in 2016.
Most of these new clothes are sold to other countries, with Africa accounting for the bulk of sales.
There are hundreds of African buyers in the market. They sell it to their big boss in Guangzhou, who sells it to his big boss in Africa. I think there must be 4 layers of buyers.
Near the market, we actually find a large number of African traders eager to purchase goods, but as soon as an outsider approaches, they become very low-key.
Where are you from? What kind of business? Buying clothes. Clothes. Yes. What do you feel about the product?
With fast fashion trends, clothes have become cheaper and cheaper. After our visit to this market, it was discovered that some new clothes that can't be sold tumble in price to levels equivalent of second-hand clothes, with emerging countries or third world countries, especially Africa, becoming major importers of these products. This has made second-hand clothes even cheaper, which may have an impact on the local economy. When facing structural problems associated with the global garment industry, there could be a very large impact on the environment.
The Tzu Elementary Division held its annual Summer Field Day event. Not only do students get to cool off in swimming pools, but they learn all about water safety as well. Thank you and see you next time.